Just dare and do it. I welcome you to Flourishing Hub. A very good evening to you who is watching us right now. We believe that the fact that you can hear this voice and you can see this image, God has protected you throughout the entire day and the previous weeks of this year. Edwin Austin Mukalazi is my name, and this show, Young and Flourishing, is brought to you by Young and Flourishing Foundation. Young and Flourishing Foundation is a network of young people who are ambitious, who are visionary, who are optimistic about life. Now, you too can be part of this big network as we transform Africa. Young and Flourishing Foundation is built on 4 pillars, and the first pillar is what all of us want and yearn for. Just in case you're joining us for the first time, it is important that I remind you these pillars so that you can follow through. The first pillar is money. We all want money, we all wake up to work for money, but what is important is that sometimes we miss out the aspect of saving and investment. Now, after teaching you how to work and earn this money, Young and Flourishing goes ahead to teach you how to save the money and how to eventually save it. And then the second pillar is daring in life, and actually our discussion today is going to rotate around this topic, around this pillar. Daring. What does Young and Flourishing do? One, they identify and exploit opportunities that will later become world-class businesses. Your business that you're despising right now will be or can be one of those world-class businesses. Now, the third pillar is mentorship. We all need people who speak in our lives. We need people who we look at as we pursue whatever we are pursuing. We need people who have tried what we want to try. Now, these are the mentors that Young and Flourishing offers, just in case you do not have any. But it is important to have someone you look up to as you're pursuing your business. And the last pillar is strategy. We all need to have plans. This month is soon ending, and we shall go into another month. But did you have any plans for this month that you'll be checking at the end of the month? Or if not, do you have any plans up to now for this year that you're checking every now and then to see how you can achieve them? So it is important to have a plan, and that is the strategic pillar that Young and Flourishing gives or offers. And all these together, we have Flourishing Hub on Church of Uganda Family TV with me, Edwin Austin Mukalazi. And today, we are blessed again to have another special guest. And she's an entrepreneur. She's a managing director. She's an enthusiastic lady, you know. There is a lot I can talk about her, but you'll hear from her when she begins to talk. For now, let us welcome Miss Sharon Musiime, who is the managing director of Freshly Kleen, a cleaning company. You're most welcome to to Flourishing Hub this evening.
Thank you very much, Edwin.
Yes.
Thank you for hosting me this evening.
We are indeed grateful that you're on Church of Uganda Family TV. You know, this is the only TV station where we have content that enriches lives, content that you can watch with your entire family and they all benefit. We are glad that you are empowering families out there who are seated watching Flourishing Hub.
Thank you so much. I'm very honored to be here, and I'm very pleased that you're the #1 TV that is doing that, because there's quite a lot that is needed to reach out to the youth out there and people that are struggling into their workspaces, people that are struggling into the transition. Yeah, it's very important, and I'm very, very glad to be here.
We're also excited to hear from you. Yeah, just to for someone who is watching you for the first time, or who is hearing about you for the first time, who is Sharon Musiime?
It is Mrs. Sharon.
Mrs. Sharon Musiime.
Yes.
Yes.
Sharon Musiime is a wife, a mother, a friend, and a CEO. So I'm an entrepreneur. So I run a company called Freshly Kleen, and Freshly Kleen is a cleaning company that provides quality, reliable, and sustainable cleaning solutions to create healthy living.
Okay.
Yes.
So you're an all-round person that we need in this show.
Yes.
You are an entrepreneur, you are CEO,
Yep.
you are a parent, and I believe you balance all these
Yeah.
all together.
Yes, it's a work-life balance.
Sure,
So it's very
sure,
important.
Sure. So in his book, Young and Flourishing Sabit, he says, dare to be different, dare to start something new, dare to get a mentor, dare to add value in the earth. The time to do it is not somewhere in the future, it is now. Daring is one of the pillars of Young and Flourishing, like I explained earlier. So what is daring according to you?
Daring to me, how I understand it is, daring is being able to start that one thing that you're very passionate about, and then with the fear as well of the unknown. So to me, that is daring. If you can be able to take that leap of faith, you kickstart that one thing that you're very passionate about, but you have no idea where you're going, but you dare to just go for it. So that's how I understand daring.
Now, you brought in an aspect that is so interesting. You said, with the fear of the unknown.
Yes.
I want us to draw more flesh on that phrase only, the fear of the unknown.
There's quite a lot of fear of the unknown. Most times people are coming, it's a transition. They're moving into either employment space to becoming an entrepreneur. So you have no idea what's going on. You have no idea the challenges that you're going to meet. As much as you do this research, you will not know what holds, because we don't know tomorrow. Yeah. So that's the fear of what tomorrow brings. Okay. So for me, that's what I relate with in terms of the unknown, when you do not know what beholds tomorrow, but you still take that leap of faith to say, let me jump into it. Whatever comes, if it is the wind, we shall man it.
Okay.
Yes. So,
wow. So we want to look at now you who dared to start Freshly Kleen. You know, this is a business that might be underlooked by very many young people, because there is a mindset that young people have when it comes to starting up businesses.
Exactly.
You know, no one would really wish to start up a cleaning business, and I don't know, because of some reasons that I may reserve. Okay. Yeah. Because I don't want to be misconceived. Yeah. So, but. According to you, as the CEO, as the managing director, as the vision bearer of Freshly Kleen, how did you dare to start Freshly Kleen, and why that name, Freshly Kleen?
Thank you, Edwin, once again. It's good. Yes, you may say people may misquote you, but it's good because probably there's someone out there who thinks that way. And maybe they will say, oh, I relate with him. That's what I've been thinking. So sometimes it's okay to put it out there. And yeah, because you don't know how many people are like, maybe it's this, maybe it's that. So I feel like it's perfectly okay. So how did I dare with Freshly Kleen? Starting from your question, starting with the name. Of course, I wanted something that was resonating to the clean, because it's a cleaning company. So I wanted something that would resonate with cleaning. So actually, at first, it was supposed to be fresh and clean, fresh and sparkles. But then under URSB, we are categorized under one as cleaning. So you'll find laundry, people do laundry, garbage collection. So all of us are categorized under one. So someone had already taken up that name that was doing laundry. So I did not want to go away from it and have the character initials like most people do, maybe like people like lawyers that say M&N advocate, so maybe using your name. So for me, I wanted something that was going to resonate with whatever I'm doing. So that is why Fresh and Clean. And it is not clean of CLEN, it is clean of KL, because that means cool. So it's fresh and cool. Yeah, but then I used clean of KLEEN. Yes, so it resonated with me, and I felt, when you have listed particular names and you feel like there's this one particular name that stands out for you, so that is it. Whenever I would look at all names, I would feel like it's one that touches me, so And that's why Freshly Kleen, why the name. So you said the other question was, how did I dare to start? Yes, it's a very, very interesting story, because with my background, it was passion. I would not, I keep on telling people that I had an OCD, but I no longer have that. I grew out of it, but then it was, I had too much passion for cleaning. I used to be that neat freak. Everything that I want is in line. Then when I bring a maid at home, they have to have a cleaning plan. This is what you're supposed to do when you wake up in the morning. Then everything is streamlined. So with that kind of organization structure that was built in me, when I sat down to think of what I wanted to do when I was transiting, it was easy for me because I chose something that I was very passionate about. So that's the difference. If you are not passionate about something, you will only think about the monetary value. Yes, at the end of the tunnel, it is what we are looking for, the money. But you see, without passion, you are not going to give this business your all, especially when you're starting a business. There are all the highs and lows. That's where you're going to make the mistakes. You're taking this big risk. You're not sure about the outcomes. And then when you get in the middle somewhere where you're all over the place, when you've just started business, if you do not have passion for it, that is why you find someone who'll be in business for only 1 year. They drop off. They open a salon, 1 year. It's not working. They're not patient. Passion.
Some don't even last a year.
Exactly. So
when they pay the first rent, 6 months or 5 months,
they literally give up. Yeah, because it comes with quite a lot, and passion makes you be very resilient to the risks that come with a business, the challenges that come with this business that you are starting. You know, most of the times when you're starting these businesses, unlike very many people that have thought through it, they have the capital to start the business, they have everything that they need, they have already an office space set, they have a container coming with goods. That is quite different. There's this one person who is entering this business, they have no idea, but they're like, if Edwin did it, I can do it. So let me just start. Let me just do it. So for me, it was passion. So immediately after the passion, I was like, okay, now, so what next? So what next was, okay, do I get my 20 million capital and start buying machines? Because I'd already done my research. I knew what I wanted to do. I had done background checks on cleaning companies. I could see the big gurus were into contracts, governments, parastatals, and then I'm thinking, okay, so how do I get from 0 to 100? So I'm thinking by the time you have a government contract, you have clearly gone through all these other stages. So in my mind, I'm asking myself, so how did they make it? How did they do it? Not that bit where you want to come from 0 going to 100, because it's near impossible. So most of the times, that's where we get it wrong. We are scared to start from the roots. Build, take your own journey. That's what is important. If Edwin took this particular journey and there was a hump here and there was a pothole here, it could be a smooth road for you, because Edwin took his journey. Dare to take your own, which is also very important. For me, what I did was, since I'm not a risk taker actually. I am not a risk taker.
It's amazing. It's amazing when you said earlier that you started thinking about getting your 20 million and investing in this, you know? And that is one of the risks someone would
I'm saying take. That the risk, I was getting there. You cut me short. Okay. Because as I said, when I thought about getting my 20, 30, 50 million, and I'm like putting all this in one, I buy machines, kickstart, and I have not, for the lack of a better word, tested the waters, what it will be. And you know, people who are risk takers, they will jump in, whether it's 200 million. They don't care, like, bring that container. If it flops, it is okay. We shall deal, you know, when we cross the bridge. But I was the kind of person who was like, there is no way. I am buying all these machines, because they were very expensive, buying all these cleaning machines, and I'm not sure what is there. Now, that is the daring of, now the fear of the unknown. Now, the fear of the unknown is already kicking in, even before I start. But I've already dared. Because for me, I had my legal papers. Everything was there. So now I sit and like, so with the research that I have done, what next? I started, of course, moving around looking at machines. And then in the middle somewhere there, I was like, okay, when you look at the price of machines, it's quite expensive, but this is the road I've taken, so do I have any other options? You sit down now, go back, restructure. So what do we do? How do we kickstart? So immediately, I decided I was going to hire machines. So now hiring machines was a safe ground for me. Now, do you understand what I mean?
Yes,
so now,
I
meaning,
now get it.
Yes, the risk, I've put it aside.
Yes.
I've got something to curb
When
it.
things don't work out,
Yes,
these
when things
machines
don't,
belong to someone.
they belong to someone, and it's cheaper.
Yeah.
So now I'm speaking to that one person who is like, don't be like the motivational speakers that are telling us we built, we built a chain of restaurants like Java's with only one spoon of rice. No. I'm speaking to that one person who is like, what happens to us who do not have capital?
Yeah.
What do we do? I've not been working. I don't have any savings, but I know there's this one particular thing I want to do. So that's the kind of person right now I want to talk to. There are ways that you can make it. Take your own journey. And the journey that I took was through hiring machines. So immediately, when I started hiring machines, it gave me a safe ground for me. So now, one, it is helping me to test waters out there. So what is there? So one, I did not have those overhead terrible costs, or I had not put all my eggs in one basket that I'm thinking, okay, in 2 months it's not working. But remember, there is still that bit of the faith and the hope that you know that what you're going to do is something that is worth, it's coming to life. But you see, it also helped me because after like 6 months in business, I decided now the other strategy that I'm going to have, I'm going to buy the most expensive machine. Remember, I still have my capital, but I've been hiring machines, meaning clearly I'm minimizing the risks. So immediately I bought the most expensive machine. So when I bought it, I was like, okay, now I'm taking off the machine that I'm hiring. So now we kick-started. The market is very shrewd. You're getting into this kind of business. There are people that are already in there. It's like, just for an example, it's like someone who's coming from the university and you take in your papers and someone is telling you, you need experience of 5 years. Where are you going to, like, it's clear in writing, she just left school 4 months ago. Where do you expect her to get the experience? It cuts across even in business because someone wants a credible name. Someone says, looks at your papers, go like, Freshly Kleen. When did you start business? And they get ticked off with, I just started. They're like, they have that little bit of, they're not sure whether they should trust you. So the other thing that for us, we're very strong at, we're like, if we get into your space immediately like this, we lock it. How are you locking it? Credibility. If you promise a client that you're going to deliver, be humble enough to kickstart with that one small service, be it a sofa. Just cleaning a sofa. And there's a friend of mine who told me one thing. He told me, Sharon, are you able to maximize from one client? Edwin, you have a home.
Yeah.
You have sofas, right? It's a complete home. You have sofas, there are windows, it's a fully furnished house.
Yes.
So what does it mean for me to come into your space, only to clean your sofas, gain credibility, for you to call me back to clean carpets, for you to call me back to do the windows, for you to refer me to your sister, to your brother, to your neighbor? What would it take? Credibility. From what? That one small service. That is how you maximize. So there's no excuse. And for me, when I looked at that gap, and the gap was only on domestic cleaning. Now, domestic cleaning are the homes.
Yes.
Everyone has a home.
True.
So why aren't they taking up the cleaning services? What is it? Is it the price? Is it because they do not actually see the value of cleaning? No, they do actually. People are building modern homes.
Yes.
You understand? Modern homes are 8-bedroom like homes. Half of it is glass.
Yeah.
Really modern homes. What is a maid, for me, what is a maid going to do for you? What is a cleaning company going to do for you? So for me, the moment I could maximize from one client, I wasn't thinking about the contracts. Why? Because Edwin, you work for Family TV.
Yes.
You understand?
Yes.
And then I come to your house to clean sofas. If I gain credibility enough, you'll be preaching me in office.
Exactly.
So when you be preaching about Freshly Kleen in office, coming into the corporate space, you're the one that is going to bring me here.
True.
From that one sofa. So that is that is strategy. So when you strategize and plan, know where the gaps are. Don't go where the big gurus are. Grow. Take your journey. So that's the journey we had slowly from domestic cleaning to where
you know,
I can see you have so many questions.
No, I'm just amazed that sometimes we fear to start, like you earlier said, simply because our worries are, where is the market?
Exactly.
Where is the market? And what you're just saying now is an eye-opener that you don't need to fly where others are flying from, because you don't know where their strength is.
Exactly.
Build on your own strength.
Take your journey.
Wow.
And for us, that was our journey from one client being humble enough to start your business, go through the challenges in business, make your own mistakes, because for me, I was self-taught. Is there any school teaching cleaning?
No.
So everything that I know, I was self-taught. I made my mistakes, corrected them. So the problem is when you make a mistake, how do you come back from it? That's the most important thing. When you fall, how are you rising? So that is something that is very important, especially for a service, because cleaning is a service.
Yes.
It's different from someone selling a phone.
True.
Because that's a product. And maybe the client does not care. They will only be looking for you, their new series. But remember, this is a service. I'm in your space. I want to have a relationship with my client. And the relationship with my client, I am part of your household. Because one, we want to take away the gaps that maids bring into the homes. The gaps are, she's going to come into this space, but she's going to do what she can because she's not trained. Most of the times in these homes, we have the corporates that it's a very, very, very fast moving world, whereby you find most of the times you're either in traffic going to work, traffic coming back. So we don't have too much time for our homes. Yes, we love them. We build these homes. They're very beautiful. But the most important thing is maintenance.
Exactly.
So the maintenance is how many times are you going to find your maid climbing ladders to clean your windows? Because she cooks. She does the basics. So for us, we want to come into your space, provide professional cleaning, set the standards, the maid maintains until we come back. So that's what we call routine cleaning. And it cuts across the corporate cleaning and domestic cleaning as well. Because most of the times, the Family TV could have cleaners, in-house cleaners, that are on a payroll that you pay.
Yes.
But I bet Family TV will not buy a machine that scrubs tiles, a machine that cleans the carpets.
Exactly.
And right now we are on a floor that has a carpet.
Yes.
So the next question is, do you just brush it? No. You need a credible cleaning company to come, take care of that for you, then your in-house cleaners maintain. We still have a relationship going on. So meaning I will come, you may not give me the contract, but routine cleaning most definitely is a partial contract. Because if I'm going to do it quarterly, let's say Family TV says, can we do this every quarter? That's 3 or 4 months. That's okay. So we set the standards, your cleaners maintain until the next routine when we come back. So that also cuts across homes.
Yes.
The maid is not doing as much as she should. One, she is not trained. She comes in to just do the basics. You know, you find there's quite a lot of dust. People have allergies. Kids have allergies. They have asthma. So what do? The best you can do is to just have maintenance. Why should someone go to a hotel or a resort? They go for comfort. They go to a serene place. It smells fresh. Bed sheets that are clean. You draw the windows. There's no dust. You draw the curtain. There's no dust. You open the windows. It's all fresh. Why can't you have it in your home? You can have it if you invest in cleaning and professional cleaning. That is what we want to provide.
Wow. So, you who is watching us right now, I believe that by the end of this show, you'll have no more excuses. Like, I feared to start because I feared the gurus in the market. You know, the market space is occupied. The market space is not occupied. The only problem is you want to walk in other people's paths.
Exactly. Wow. Take your journey. Take your journey. It's very fulfilling. When you take your journey, knowing where you're going, go back. If things are not working out, go back to the drawing board. Find out, where is the problem? Is it that we're not getting feedback from clients? You see, when for services, if a client does not give you feedback, it's either it was a mediocre kind of job, or take it or leave it. Most of the times, take it whether it's a good feedback or bad. Good feedback is good. You're doing a good job. You are growing. The client is most definitely going to call you back. Bad feedback helps you be able to understand where the loopholes are. Sometimes for us, we may not be able to see it. But a client is going to tell you, it was a good job done, but. That is very important. It's key.
The but.
Yeah, the but is key. So that tomorrow, talk to your team, sit down whenever you're doing training. There was this but. Can we deal this but? That is a candid client who is giving you feedback. And feedback is very, very important. Because without feedback, you will not grow. And for anybody that is an entrepreneur and you do not take feedback, you are not going to grow. You're going to be static. Because every day is a learning curve. We learn every day. And for me, because I was self-taught in whatever I do, it's very important for us. Right now, even my supervisor will ask you in the morning, Madam, did we have feedback from our 2 clients that we had last weekend? It's crucial. It's very important because they have also understood why we need it. Because now we know the client is going to call us back or they will refer us. And in this industry, without referrals, you're not going to make it. Because how many people have you looked for on Facebook? You will first look through the people that you know. Yes. You will call me and go like, Sharon, do you know any person that is a cleaner? Why are you doing that? You want to be able to trust someone that I'm going to bring to you, and that is a referral. But then someone that is a stranger, you're not sure which kind of person you're bringing into your space. And then remember, it's very delicate because we are into people's homes. Yeah. Homes are private.
Exactly.
Yeah. So if you can have the core principles, for me, my core principles of my business is integrity. If you can come into your space and you're not asking me in the morning, Sharon, I can't find my earpods, done. That's trust. So I'll be able to trust my team. You'll be able to trust Freshly Kleen. Exactly. Why wouldn't you call us back? This is a home. People are very passionate about their homes. Yes. We have people that, their homes are valued over 1 billion. The furniture that is in their home is over again 1 billion. Yeah. Security is very important. And that security is integrity for us. And if you can be able to be in your space, provide the quality service that we say we promise that we will provide, then the sky is not even the limit, it's the start.
Pardon?
The sky is not the limit, it's the start.
The sky is not the limit, but is the start.
Exactly.
Wow. The sky is just the start. Now that means you're limitless if you choose to walk your own path. If you choose to build your own story, not on other people's stories. Wow, we are discussing we are discussing a topic, a very pertinent topic, a very interesting topic, which is also an eye-opener. Just dare and do it. So how do we dare to do it? Wow. We are, and Mrs. Musiime has just shared with us her journey, the journey of Freshly Kleen, how they started, how she chose to take her own path, which path has now yielded a lot of outcomes. Now, if I may ask, in this journey you've walked so far, how many years now?
5 years.
5 years now.
Yes.
This 5 years journey, if we are looking at a young child growing, at 5 years they have fallen, they have had these bruises, they have had these wounds, they have these scars, but they don't sit back and say, because I fell down yesterday, let me sit back and not try out today. They still, even they make sure they use those paths that made them fall yesterday. They'll still climb until they're there. Have you had any challenges?
Yes, there've been quite a number of challenges. One, you realize that cleaning companies, I think, like five to about 7 years ago, is when they were into professional cleaning. That's why professional cleaning, we're using a lot of machinery. But most of the times you find clients that call you and they're like, I hope you're not bringing brushes and brooms. So what does that mean? That means they have either used someone before who's a cleaner and they were not professional. So meaning you're entering into a space where someone is already biased. So you have to work 2 times to be able to remove the biasness, provide the quality services. And yet most times, again, clients want these services, but they do not want to pay for the services. So you get to that point whereby you stop selling the price and you're selling the value. So you sell the value of what a client is able to get from the services that you're giving them versus the price that you're talking about. Why do you need to clean your sofas? Why do you need to maintain your carpets at home? So it's the why. When you curb off the why, then you were able to sell through. But without the why most of the times, because someone is going to ask, I have a maid, why Freshly Kleen? Can you answer that question? So if you can answer that question, it becomes easy. But then for clients who do not want to pay, you get to a particular point when you grow in business that you'll be able to know who your client is. So now those particular issues start going away. When you know who your client is, you can tell, does the client value the cleaning that you're giving unto them? So you understand that your credibility is much bigger than the 200,000 that you're going to get, and yet a client maybe does not understand, because you're going to be working in losses. If someone says, come clean us a set of sofas at 100,000, but you grow to a particular level whereby you're like, nah, I don't think that. But then for someone who is kickstarting into business, they want to curb every client. And that's where the problem is, because you're not going to make profits. That's the truth. But because you're starting, you're like, you need every client. So you grow in business and you keep pushing away all those issues. You understand? Then cleaning is in real time. What does it mean? If I clean this space, if I clean this floor, and there's an activity in 15 minutes, and you as the client, you're not able to validate what I have done. Let's say there's another service provider that came in. What shows that I cleaned? So cleaning is in real time. So we had issues whereby we would have post-construction sites. Post-construction cleaning are sites that are ready to be moved into. Let's say you built a house and tomorrow you're moving in. So that's a post-construction site. So we do post-construction cleaning. So the issues that we're having most of the times, you'd find out that a client wants you to clean alongside other service providers. That is a problem. Because most of the times, people do last-minute things. And you know, a cleaner is the last person that's supposed to be at site. Then you can move in. Then you can appreciate the cleaning that has been done. You can appreciate the value of the service that I've given you. So you find out that most times, a client called you to kickstart cleaning, and there's someone drilling. What happens? You find someone is putting in aluminium windows. They haven't yet finished. Someone is painting. But the client is telling you, Sharon, I need this space in 5 hours. I have guests. It's a problem. Because you want to make them understand, but they are still fighting time. Because they are doing everything. They want to do everything at once. You can have someone drilling and now someone is painting, depending. But for us, it's a no. We can't. Because we know the values that we're going to give, because it's time wasted. There you're not going to get the value of cleaning. So there are particular things as well. The other problems that we're having is most clients want us to make miracles. We can't make miracles. If you had a sofa for about 15 years, it is way damaged. You've never cleaned it before, and you think one wash is taking them back to factory setting. It can't happen. So sometimes we have clients that do that, but the truth is, that is why we site visit. When someone calls me and tells me, hi, how are you? Someone referred me to you. You run a cleaning company? Yes. I have a house. It's a 4-bedroomed house. I want general cleaning. We have this, we have that. I'm like, okay, thank you so much. When is this site ready to be seen? No, I can. It's only like 5 windows. I can share with you pictures. It doesn't happen that way, because every house is different. The intensity is also different. Please note, those are the mistakes that I made when I was starting cleaning. I wanted to cut off those costs. And then I would say, okay, then you start calculating. You're like, okay, those are 4 windows, those are 4 floors. Then how many bathrooms? 3 or 4. So you get there, and the bathroom is impossible. It's terrible. You probably need something. But if you had site visited, you'll be able to know how much you need for that job, what is needed, how intense the dusting should be done. So now those were the problems, whereby clients, the availability of the site is not there. place is closed, she's not around. But she wants, before she comes back, it has to be cleaned. So you make a client, like you have to be patient enough to make the client understand that, this, we cannot be able to do it like this because we need to site visit and see. And when you bring in the element of, so that I don't cheat you or cheat myself, they're like, now I get it. So that's when they understand, when you say, I don't want to cheat you when I'm sending you a quotation, and maybe I don't want to also cheat myself, then they get it. So they're like, okay, let me make time, and we avail the site for you. Then the other problem also with the cleaning company, everybody thinks that they can do this business because right now it looks like you can maybe hire machines and you do it. But then without the professional touch, like what I mentioned, what is it that you're going to do that my maid cannot do? If you can answer that, then you can be able to be in this business. So that is why you're going to find someone who comes into a space and says, I'm going to clean a sofa. I will clean your sofas at 50,000. Edwin, if you're also a business person, how much are you going to cost for transport? How much is labor? Do you have machinery? That's why someone would ask you, are you going to scrub it with your hands, bare hands? Because in the 50,000, they cannot see the costings.
Exactly.
You understand? They cannot see the costings. Yeah. So now, after that person does a very bad job, and you're calling Freshly Kleen, what kind of bias is the client going to have? So those are the issues that are there. But you see, we always stand our grounds to make sure that we deliver what we promise. And if a client is looking at the price, sometimes we want to be lenient enough to understand that they've not done cleaning before and they don't know. So I've been able to curb off the biggest the biggest jobs from just a small job, because I'm available at site and someone is asking me, I had never seen this machine before, how does it work? I'm so eager to see. So by the time we are doing the cleaning and we are removing the water out of the chairs, and then a client is taking a clip or a video and he's so mesmerized that he's sending it to someone, for me that's visibility. And it's because I'm into that space and I'm talking about it. So actually then they start complaining about the cleaners that they've had before. You see, there's someone that came here and they did this and they did that. So we realized that the other problem that we had, we were cleaning out other people's names that were not professional enough. And that's what I talked about when I said cleaning companies back in the day were not professional enough. They did not have the machinery because no one wanted to invest in them. They thought cleaning is pavers. You would find 20 people cleaning with hard brushes, pavers. But it will not give you the results, because these machines that we use clean 10 times better than 20 people with their bare hands, because they are machines. So we've tried to curb off quite a number of problems that are out there, but at the end of the day, we don't have to assume that people know what we do. Never assume that people out there know. That is why you have to be intentional about what you do. If it is a service, post it out there. You have no idea how many people will ask you, you do this, how do you do it? Where do you get these machines? How come I did not know? You understand? So we assume that people know, but they don't. And that's the only way that you're going to make your business visible out there. That is why social media is very important. That is why statuses are very important. Whatever you're doing, I've had so many people that, yes, know that I run a cleaning company, but they're like, you also have machines. That's impressive. And they're like, because of what they had in their mind, like any other maid, I think you're coming with buckets and rugs. But it's more than that.
You've reminded me at this back when I was still at home.
Yeah.
There was a time our parents wanted our carpet cleaned. And then when they were looking out for someone said, no, I can clean it at 30,000 shillings.
Wow.
So because it was a little cheap, they let in the lady, but then she was cleaning it from home. So we had to buy the water, we had to give her the detergents and everything. And I looked at the way she was doing what she was doing, and I think by the end she had wounds because of that constant scrubbing.
Yeah, you can't.
And then sometimes you sympathize with the efforts, the energy, and that. But then the work is also
mediocre.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So you realize that after a month, you'll need someone else to clean this
carpet. By evening, that carpet is smelling the entire house.
Exactly.
Yes,
exactly.
That's the truth. Imagine a home that has five bedrooms and each bedroom has a carpet. She'll scrub them for 3 days. You understand? So yeah.
I'm getting the point when you say that some people really need to see how professional you're going to do this work, so that at the end of the day you don't have this that so and so has hurt on site. At my home, such things.
It's important.
Yes. So, in this 5 years journey and the many years you are still working with Fresh and Kleen, what are the most important lessons you've learned in business?
The most important, I must say, one, consistency. Consistency. If you say, because for us, we are a credible, reliable company, if you cannot be all those things that you mention when you're talking about your business, if you say you're going to be professional all the way. Professionalism is from how your team presents themselves at site. That's one. Two, do they know the core values of the company? If the core values of the company is integrity, then it's for a cleaner that doesn't have integrity, then they do not belong to Freshly Kleen. They're out. Because it's very sensitive. It's a very sensitive space that any bad spell into there, you just curb it off and remove it. Yes. Then the other thing is, if you promise to deliver, then you have to deliver. If you're reliable, if we have routine cleaning with Family TV, and there are these 3 routine cleanups that we have missed, then we are losing. Then we stop being reliable, and yet we want to have a sustainable relationship with our clients. So it's also very important. Then the other thing that is also very important is, if you can have a very good relationship with your clients, then they get to understand the dynamics of your business and what you do. So you have to be very humble to be able to start from the roots. Grow your business. Grow your mind first to grow your business. The other thing, we need to realize that we need to understand the kind of business that we're doing. You cannot say you're the CEO of Freshly Kleen and you have no clue about cleaning whatsoever. And the team is going to trust you because they know that you know the things that you preach about. So if it is training, I should be the one to train. Until a particular point when I grow in business that I get trainers and I can step out. But you see, a client will also appreciate your availability at site. Then you're giving your business time. Imagine I have maybe a client that I've served for over 4 years and they've never seen me at site. So if there's any mistake, they'll even ask, but who is the owner of this company?
Who is this person? We already talked to
who is this person? So when you put a name to face and you're available in your business, like a client also gets comfortable because this is their space. I've had clients who have told me, Sharon, my bedroom is very private. Is it possible for you to be around while they clean my bedroom? So you have to be available. So even at site, when you minimize that one small job, which is cleaning sofas, you have no idea where that job is going to lead you because you do not know the person you're meeting. I could be in a home of the CEO of Family TV and I'm busy telling him that this is what I do, this is what we do. We also have a machine that does this, because for me, when I come into your space, I'll have to maximize. And how I maximize is, if we're cleaning chairs, I'll most definitely preach about carpets. I would have seen whatever is needed in a home. And the power of knowing is so big that a client will tell you, oh wow, I didn't know that you also do that. I thought you only do chairs. We're like, no. We clean roof tiles. We clean pavers. We deep clean, we polish floors. Whether it's wooden floor or just tiles. And someone is like, okay, I think I'll talk to my people at office. I'll just come to do chairs. But you see, if you're minimizing, it's only chairs, you send a team. If you have time, be there, be at site, show up. If you're on your team, you give them more confidence when you show up. Show up, get it done. Make sure you have your core values of the company listed, and everybody has to go by them. If we have to be on time at site, be on time at site. If we say we are going to deliver, make sure that this job is done without fail. We have to. I have been able to buy, I bought a generator just because I was at site. I bought the generator 2 days after because I was at site and power went off. A client said, what do? We had just started scrubbing a chair. We're not going to let it drip. The more water that seeps through the chair, we cannot vacuum clean it enough. So immediately, I told my supervisor, okay, let me hire a generator somewhere nearby, because it was an hour. Hired a generator, and we were about to, we cleaned. I did not make any profit. It was just 250,000 shillings. But I had a generator at 150. I remained with 100,000. It could not do transport to move the machines and pay my staff. It couldn't. But what was I looking at? You have to provide the solution. And the client was happy. Power was, but we still delivered. What if we had said, power's gone, we can't do much, and you walk away?
Or you sit and wait.
Exactly. You have to find a solution. In 2 days, I'd bought a generator because I now knew how important it was, because we are going to meet. It's Kampala. Power goes off anytime, and you've started cleaning. So you provide solutions, and those solutions make a client now realize why you're credible enough. You find solutions, you deliver, so we must deliver. Water has gone, no problem. I have guys of water that have water tanks. I will call them at site and I'll make sure I deliver. And that is where a client is going to appreciate, and they're like, you provide solutions. So those are the most important things that I have learned, and it's because I have made the mistakes. And the mistakes did not define Freshly Kleen, they actually made us better, because we learned from them. When we fell down, we woke up.
Wow, wow. That is so interesting. Now, even as we draw closer to the end,
Yes.
We have people who are watching us,
Yes.
and in them are very many ideas, business ideas. So someone is thinking of starting up something, but yes, we've said all this. You should be passionate. You should be, all this that we've talked about: resilience, consistency, available, reliability. But then there are some basics that someone would look at that maybe you've not talked about. Maybe they think they have all this, but then there are things that they should maybe look at when they're starting a business. Like you said, when you started, you had fears about investing in, and then you hired machines, and then but then there also the other story you've not told us of how you won your very first contract and all that. So I look at someone who wants to start a business, but they're afraid, okay, I have all this, I can do all this, but then how do I face my first client? How can you help them?
It will still go back to, are you passionate about what you are doing? It all begins around passion. Do you love what you do? You'll have employees, and some you really see they work with a lot of passion, and there are those, and they're like, at the end of the month, as long as I'm paid, I'll go away. It's enough. So it also cuts across in business. The passion that you have for this business that you want to do, are you willing to stand the wind out there? That's one. Are you willing to be patient enough to be humble, to go through your journey? And your journey is going to be bumpy as it is. But if at all you get somewhere and you're hitting 30%, but during the 30% things are not working, it has failed, are you able to go back to the drawing board? Because there's a time for me I felt like it was not working. And for me, it was because I was over-ambitious. And there are people who are over-ambitious, and I know that it's a character or a personality. Yeah. Whereby someone is over-ambitious and they think they're going to hit skyrocket like in 3 months. That's when you come crumbling down. But it's still okay. It's fine, because they say falling is not a problem, but how you get up. So for me, how you get up is part of that process, because there will be a time whereby you're very stuck. You want to start this business, you're not sure, will I get that one client? But why don't you start from down there? Let that small client, whether it's someone who has bought a dress from you, be able to say, can I have, my sister also wants the same. Okay, how do I maximize on this person? Do I understand who Edwin is? Edwin loves blue and black. When you get a blue, call him, send him a message. Hi, Edwin, I got another blue. You'll go like, actually, my friend needed it, not me. You understand? Yeah. Go back. Okay, if that is not working, her social media worked for you. Post every day. It's okay. Be persistent. Don't give up, because you do not know this person you're looking up to, your mentor. You don't know what their journey was. People went bankrupt, but they didn't give up. Not because they had backup, or they had some money, or they come from a family that is richer, but no. But be humble enough to go through all those difficulties, but still know that there's light at the end of the tunnel, because if someone did it, why can't you do it? But if you realize and you know that your journey is going to be different from Edwin's, take it. For me, that's why I would say, just go in for it. Do it in whichever way. If you do not have machines, hire. It's okay. No one is going to say you started your business without machines. Whoever started with machines, that was their journey. But for me, I did not have the machines. Started with that one small job, and this person walked me into their office, and I got a contract. But I did not go through any other means. There was no any other way. Sometimes in life, that's how it is. But you can't do anything much about it. But the best you can do is to be humble enough to say, if this has failed, what is the problem? Why has it refused? What is it that I can do better? Do I go back to the drawing board and restructure? The problem is when people hit rock bottom, they give up. And that is why you find someone having 1,000 streams of income that are not working. They say Edwin has a salon. No, he also has a pharmacy. What happened to the pharmacy? He closed it. And then he has a hardware. What is happening to the hardware? He's also closing it. Yeah, because they are not patient. Yes. They keep on to another. That means you cannot have passion for all those things. Exactly. But now you see you're looking at the money immediately. But you need to first grow your business. Grow your mind. Love what you do. Invest in it. Read. See the people that are making it. You'll find that one person that will inspire you. Leave alone these people that have come from good families. The money is there. Whether they hit rock bottom, they have somewhere to lean on. That is their journey. Yeah. But if your journey is the kind whereby you have to be shrewd enough to wake up in the morning and make those calls, make those calls. If you're going to wake up in the morning and have another strategy, sit with your team and say, this has failed. At least in the 1, 2, 3, or 5. You'll find that one strategy that is going to work for you or push you to another level. Now, you talked about, earlier you talked about people who have just come from school and everyone is asking for experience, 5 years experience. So we have people who have just graduated last week. They're already afraid. They're already living in fear of what next. So just a word of encouragement as we wind up, and that will be our message tonight. That is for those that want to be entrepreneurs or those that are looking for jobs. All categories. Because some people are between being entrepreneurs and looking for jobs. When you have a disturbed mind, sometimes you don't even know what exactly you want. Exactly. First and foremost, I remember my very self when I just finished campus. Believe you me, I was at that stage whereby I was not sure whether I wanted to be an entrepreneur. All I wanted was a job. Regardless of what job it was. Yes, most of the times you're an accountant, you did taxation, you did BBA, but then you find out that when you get the smallest opportunity, you don't care what kind of job it is or what advert it is, you just want to take your papers there. Meaning, you're not this kind of person who said, I did law and I'm waiting for another cases where I'm going to take my papers. No. But you're out there because you just want something. And then remember, you're burning to go to work because you finished campus. There's all that. But for me, I want that person. I want to first talk to an entrepreneur. The entrepreneur, I want to tell them, always be ready. I have met people that I have asked one question and they're young youth. If someone gave you 100 million, what would you do? And they don't know. So that is something really bad. It's not good. When we were young, even right now, I would ask my son, what do you want to be? As much as he will tell me today it's X, tomorrow it's Y, it's okay. But he knows that this but with kids, they change their minds every year, every month. When they see something excited, they're like, I want to be a chef. Then tomorrow they were like, I want to be the driver because he loves cars. But then I want this young entrepreneur to first find out what they want. That's the first step. Because we're not going to talk about something yet they do not know. Then there's those that want to do it because it's posh, it's on vogue, but that's not it. Then they also need to realize that immediately when you find that one thing that you're passionate about, go back to the drawing board and do research about this thing that you want to do. Then that's when the research goes back to, are you passionate about it? Or it's because someone has said it makes money? Then those that are looking for jobs right now, one, still start humble. You're going to go into these big companies that are going to ask you for experience. Just have one line. Give me the chance to prove to you that I can be able to be of value to this company. Wow. That is the only line. Wow. Thank you so much, Mrs. Musiime. Thank you too. May God really bless you for this wonderful discussion. And
I think we need Mrs. Musiime back here again. You know, there is a lot we've left out because of time, but
yes.
Today, let us end it at this.
Yes.
We shall have her again. Thank you so much for watching Flourishing Hub. Edwin Austin Mukalazi is my name. May God bless you. Good night.